Good afternoon and welcome to the St. Paul Fire Class of 2025B graduation ceremony. My name is Jeremy Baker. I am the Deputy Chief in charge of training for the St. Paul Fire Department, and I have had the pleasure and responsibility to oversee the Recruit Academy for your loved ones over these last few months. This ceremony is a celebration of the successful completion of an intense and comprehensive training program built on over 180 years of proud tradition and service to the residents and visitors of the city of St. Paul.
Class of 2025, Bravo, prepare to march. Forward, march. Class 2025, Bravo, prepare to face, left face. Prepare to take your seats. Take your seats.
The St. Paul Fire Department Local 21 Honor Guard will now present the colors. Please stand and remain standing during the posting of the colors.
Post. Cover. All uniformed personnel, present arms. Order, arms. Left face.
You may all be seated. We would like to thank the members of the St. Paul Firefighters Local 21 Honor Guard for their presentation and their dedication to the department. Becoming a firefighter for the city of St. Paul is not easy. We as a department and as a city have high expectations of all of you. You've chosen to join a department that values the role of public servant, one that you have come to understand is your role in and out of the fire stations. Your desire and willingness to make a career out of the public service and your hard work to make it so are the things we celebrate today. In a short 8 weeks, You have risen to every challenge we laid before you, worked diligently to be in the best physical shape of your life, studied every lesson we have assigned to you, all to be prepared to serve the residents and visitors of St. Paul. We are honored to have some special guests here to help us celebrate your achievement and your willingness to serve. Mayor of St. Paul, Melvin Carter, members of City Council, representatives of Amy Klobuchar and Betty McCollum's offices, Local 21 leadership, and all of those that have supported and helped bring today to fruition. Thank you for your help in celebrating the accomplishments and dedication to public service of these 21 soon-to-be firefighters. Fire Chief Butch Inks has served the city for nearly 41 years and came from our own ranks. He led the department with the knowledge of where we have been while pushing us to where we are going. He challenged the status quo and held steadfast to the traditions that make us one of the best fire departments in the country. A few weeks ago, Chief Inks asked me a question I didn't know the answer to at the moment. He asked how many recruit academies I've done. After he left, I was thinking about the question. The answer easily found with a little bit of homework, but the part I was thinking about is this: I haven't done a single academy by myself. I have always been part of a team whose goal is to prepare the next generation the 450-odd amazing souls out there protecting the residents and visitors this very day, tomorrow, and every day of the year. That team starts with the mayor, who made public safety a top priority and who appointed Chief Inks to lead the biggest, busiest fire department in the state, the Capital City Fire Department. In St. Paul, we hire the best and then make them even better. We hold a high bar and take pride in getting to that bar. Chief Inks has repeatedly allowed me to pluck the best of the best to take on one of the most important jobs any firefighter will ever do: training new firefighters. Together, we put together a team that is tasked with the responsibility of making sure the newest firefighters have all the tools they need to be safe, be smart, and capable, and deserving of the honor of serving this great city. I would like to take a moment to recognize the team who took on the challenge of making this class worthy of the badge they will receive in a few moments. Training staff and academy instructors, please stand when I call your name. Captain Jeremy Maxey. Captain Maxey was integral in the planning and operation of this academy. He is an 18-year veteran of St. Paul Fire and 32-year military veteran, and has been helping run our training division for the last 6 years. Training assistant and health and wellness coordinator, Megan Rossler-Turner. Megan is a 15-year veteran firefighter paramedic for St. Paul Fire. Megan ran the day-to-day planning and logistics for this academy. This is the hardest job in any academy, and she does it well, along with the other dozen duties she has. Captain Jeremiah Hockwalt, FEO Nick Vars, firefighter Sarah Reesner, firefighter Adam Arkand. These made up the instructor cadre who spent every minute of every day for the last 8 weeks with your loved ones. These are the instructors that provided the knowledge, skills, technique, physical fitness, motivation, and maybe a few laughs for the last 8 weeks. The training staff and the academy instructor cadre is made up of high performers who selflessly give their time, knowledge, and experience to prepare this next generation of firefighters. This group, along with many others, taught, mentored, motivated, guided, and worked out with the 21 graduates seated before you. Without them, these 21 would not be as prepared to take on any challenge put before them as they are. Please give these dedicated firefighters a round of applause. Today I have an answer to the question asked of me weeks ago. Mayor Carter, Chief Inks, we have done 10 academies in our collective tenure, resulting in 203 firefighters. Nearly half of the firefighters working the streets of the city we love. We, this team, we have prepared the next generation of St. Paul firefighters, and that is a heck of a legacy. I thank you both for trusting me to lead the training division. I'm grateful to have worked under your leadership and with your guidance. Chief Inks, it's my honor to introduce you as you preside over the graduation of your last recruit academy.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you, Chief Baker. I appreciate that. 41 years with the city, huh? I don't know how they hired me at 5 years old, but I appreciate it. So. Good afternoon. My name is Butch Inks, and I have the privilege of serving as the fire chief of the city of St. Paul. It's a city I grew up in. As Chief Baker said, it's a city I've served for over 40 years. And it's an honor to stand before you today as we recognize and celebrate the graduation of 21 outstanding women and men who now join the proud tradition of the St. Paul Firefighters. Before we go further, I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to our distinguished guests who are with us today or who may have sent their support. You know, your presence reaffirms your commitment to public safety, and it's something we value and appreciate very much. Thank you to Mayor Melvin Carter, our city council members that may be here, Local 21 leadership, and specifically Kyle Thornburg that are here. And we also have, want to relay that U.S. Representative Betty McCollum is unable to attend in person, but did send a letter of recognition and thank you to the graduates. Additionally, U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar has a message that will be read very shortly through this program. To our incredible training staff, thank you, all of you. You know, I've just learned that you've trained over half the fire department, so that is quite an accomplishment. So, you know, your professionalism, dedication, and guidance have prepared each of these graduates to proudly wear the badges they will receive today. Even with an accelerated academy schedule, you ensured they received the high-quality training expected to be a St. Paul firefighter. And your work lays the foundation for our department's future, so thank you. And I also want to recognize our administrative support staff, and there's just way too many people to mention personally. It's the behind-the-scenes professionals that are truly the backbone to our operation, handling logistics, scheduling, coordination, and countless details that allow academies like this one to run smoothly. Thank you. You know, and today wouldn't happen without you, and honestly, the day-to-day operations wouldn't happen without you. So I am deeply grateful for your contributions to the fire department. Today, we're not just celebrating graduation, we're celebrating a commitment from these 21 individuals to serve with honor, to serve with courage, and serve with compassion. And a commitment from this department to welcome exceptional talent from across the region. You know, this class is unique. They joined us through a lateral transfer process, meaning you were already trained firefighters and EMTs and paramedics before stepping into this academy. Your 8-week accelerated program, which is usually completed in 14 weeks, it demanded focus, it demanded discipline, and it demanded professionalism, and you delivered. Learning the St. Paul way is just not an easy task, as it shouldn't be. Our members are expected to move with safety and purpose on the fireground and deliver cutting-edge EMS care at a volume unmatched to any other local fire department. We're the busiest fire EMS department around, and you have shown that you are here to serve, and the training staff has given their blessing that you are ready to join the ranks of the best fire department there is. What stands out most about this group is the maturity, the skill, and the heart you bring to St. Paul. You arrived ready to contribute on day one, and your presence elevates our department. And I know most of you will begin your career, I guess, on the B shift, which is not. I've worked them all. So, any hockey players in the group, you'll fit right in. So, I'd like to tell you a story about the B shift, but I've worked all three. You stick around long enough, and you'll be on all of them. So they're all good because they all work for St. Paul Fire. You know, with this class, our staffing rises to 13 above our authorized strength, which is just really unheard of in the fire service. Most fire departments operate in a space where they're under their authorized strength, and we're going to be 13 over our authorized strength. You know, it's a meaningful accomplishment, and it enhances our operational readiness and supports the growing needs of our community. Well, now on a personal note, this class is especially noteworthy to me. So while you begin your journey, I'm preparing to conclude mine. Serving as the fire chief, it's really been the greatest honor, really, of my life. And bringing on this next generation of firefighters and the future leaders of the department, it's always been one of the most cherished honors I've had. I'm proud of every firefighter. You know, there's some in the group here that we brought onto this department. And as I look at this group, the final graduating class in my career, I really can't help but reflect that I was once in those seats right there 31 years ago. I didn't know what light I had for the next 31 years. But I imagine just like you know, I was just happy to be here. And I can tell you, 31 years later, I'm just happy to be here. So, I'll tell you a quick story, and there's a point to it. Usually there's a point when I talk, but I recently had a shoulder replacement surgery, so this is the first day without a sling. And I'm a hand talker, so I'm trying not to move it. But I told my wife, well, I can't look at it right now. I told my wife that I was in line to pick up some medicine for my shoulder, and I had a sling on, and I had my uniform on. And this young lady that was helping me, she asked me, she goes, "Did you hurt yourself saving somebody?" And it was the first time that I thought about, yeah, I did. You know, it was 10 years ago, we busted in a bunch of doors to get a bunch of people out of a burning. These guys are shaking their head because they were there, but we saved a lot of people that day. But it was the first time that it hit me that, you know, I always thought of this as just my job, right? It's my job. But it's not to the people we serve. It was the first time in 31 years, like, yeah, we save people. That's what we do. And so, you know, I ask that you know, and challenge you that you don't forget that. It is a job, right? We get paid to do this, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that to the people we serve. And you save people's lives. So I challenge you, you know, in your 30-plus year career to not forget that. And I also challenge you to live out, your career with our core values of professionalism, respect, integrity, duty, and equity every single day, whether you're on the job or off the job. The public trust you inherit today, really it's been earned by generations before you. And one thing we can never break is the trust of the public, whether you're here or at home or wherever you're at. When you get that badge, you're going to be a St. Paul firefighter, wherever you're at. So you've been trained, you've been mentored and supported, and now it's your turn to do the same. Be the firefighter who helps others rise, be the leader who inspires the next generation, and be the reason someone believes they belong here. You know, to the families of the audience, I can look now, including my wife, Erica. You know, my son Kyle's here. Quick story, the first week of my academy, 31 years ago, my son Kyle was born that Friday. No kidding, I thought I was going to get fired because I left the academy and he was born, and then I left the hospital and went back to the academy so I could train. But I was just scared I'm going to lose my job, but I didn't want to miss my son being born. And now he works for the second best fire department in the state of Minnesota. But he makes me proud. And all he ever wanted to do was help people. And so, don't forget that. It's just thank you. Thank you to my wife, my son. We just know that in the fire service, every one of the families in the support system here, You know, we know they serve too. They're our support system. They're in every, you know, when you're off that 24-hour shift, life doesn't happen for the people that support you. So they're serving as well, and never forget that, and never stop thanking them. So the graduates, welcome to the St. Paul Fire Department. Be proud of how far you've come and be ready for the responsibility ahead. You now carry the legacy of the promise of the finest fire department there is. May your careers be long, safe, and impactful. And congratulations to our newest St. Paul firefighters. And now it's my honor and privilege to introduce our mayor, Mayor Melvin Carter. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I had to check my watch to make sure I knew which greeting I was offering. My name is Melvin Carter, and for the last 8 years, I've had the honor and the privilege of serving as mayor of the most incredible city on the planet. And I say that because I've gotten a chance to know this community well. I've gotten a chance to know the residents, the neighbors, the children, the families, the business leaders, and because I've gotten a chance to know the public servants who step up every single day to serve this community, our first responders, our professional staff, our frontline staff, all across our community. And I'm always honored for the chance to work alongside the men and women who work for the city of St. Paul. I tell people every day, sometimes multiple times a day, that I'm fully aware that my job is to very heroically sign pieces of paper and give speeches while someone else does really, really hard work. And I will carry, as I prepare to transition out of this job, I will carry with me in eternal gratitude, in eternal gratefulness for the men and women who are the ones who carry this work forward every single day. Chief Inks, firefighters and paramedics, graduates, and certainly the family and friends joining us today. I want to thank you for being here. And I want to thank you for your steadfast support of our fire department, our broader public safety infrastructure, and for our city. This city is a city that raised me. I'm the son of a police officer and a retired teacher who served in public service as well. I've gotten a chance to watch our community celebrate incredible good times and confront moments of crisis head on. I've gotten a chance to connect with firefighters as you have kept us safe through incredible fun festivals, as you have stood by with a stretcher watching me skate down the crashed ice courses in this city. I was always wondering why you kept the bay doors open as I was doing that. I've gotten a chance to see you. During the height of our pandemic, there was a time where we were sending out emergency aid to St. Paul residents and businesses, and we saw a class of firefighters in training who stepped forward to help us process those applications. And I looked at that class and I said, hey, listen, thank you. I know that this isn't exactly what you signed up to do. And they looked at me with a funny look and they said, we signed up to help people. This is how we help people. And that was noble, and it was inspiring to me. And I think a year later, I learned that they were actually getting punished for something. But they did it with a joyful spirit. We've also stood together as we saw our firefighters racing into the scene in the civil unrest after George Floyd was murdered, as we saw our own firefighters having rocks thrown at them as they pushed forward to put out fires on one of the most traumatic nights in our city's history. I've stood with our fire department as just last year, we buried 4 children who we lost tragically in a fire. I've stood with our firefighters as our firefighters have stepped forward, have pushed forward, as our own fire chief put himself in harm's way to push forward in a protest just last month to ensure that an individual who had endured a head wound was able to access the medical service that he needed. These stories shape who we are, through it all, good and bad. I've seen how deeply we depend on one another, how deeply we care for one another, and how deeply we show up to support one another. Our city's long history tells a rich story with joy, care, heartbreak, loss, success, failure, and everything in between. A story of a close-knit community that cares deeply for one another and for the future of the city that we share, even when we hold different visions or opinions. We all know that our city and nation are at an inflection point. Yet one truth remains clear. Our community has never allowed challenges to define us. Instead, we define ourselves by how we respond to them. We have never tuned out. We've never looked away. We've never retreated to the comfort of inaction. We've never chosen that path. These efforts reflect what we have always done, who we always are, is doubling down on the opportunities that emerge from every single challenge we face. And we know that we have to do that together. One of my proudest moments, or one of my proudest, I think, things that we've done together over these past 8 years is determined together that public safety is not just the response of our emergency responders, of our police officers, our firefighters, our paramedics, that keeping our city safe is the job of all of us, that our rec workers, that our librarians, that our HR staff, that our central office support staff, we all have a role in keeping our city safe, and we have to do it together. Now more than ever, we must show resilience, humility, and most important, unity. Our mission is clear. We provide young people, families, and our entire community with the opportunity to thrive in a safe and welcoming environment for every single one of us. We hear a lot on the news these days about the term resistance. And most times when people say that they're going to be the resistance these days, they're expressing, Chief, in exasperation, in exhaustion with what feels like hate, with what feels like division, with what feels like dehumanization that we too often turn on our televisions and see. I can't think of anything that's more opposite those things than standing up every morning, getting dressed every morning, with the conviction that any person in this community who needs help, that we're going to race to the scene and help them as quickly as possible, even if it means putting ourselves in harm's way. You, all of you who serve this department, you are building a stronger world. You're building a greater world. And one thing that I've learned from our firefighters, and it's a simple truth, that you cannot put out a fire. You cannot save a life within the narrow confines of your comfort zone. You can't break in that door to usher those families to safety within the narrow confines of your comfort zone. So graduates, you've chosen a hard time to be firefighters. You've chosen one of the hardest jobs on the planet, but simultaneously, you've chosen one of the most trusted roles on the planet. That's because people are used to looking to firefighters to support. That's because people are used to looking to firefighters for help. But you haven't just chosen to be a firefighter. That wasn't hard enough for you. You chose to be a St. Paul firefighter. You chose to join the most innovative department on the planet. You chose to join a department that stretches itself beyond its comfort zone, not just when there's a fire or when there's an emergency, but when there's a process to innovate around. You've chosen to be a part of a fire department that has innovated, that has been on the front lines, that has decided that the way that we fought fires 100 years ago or 50 years ago or even 10 years ago isn't enough for the next fire, isn't enough for next year, isn't enough for the next generation. You've chosen to be a part of a fire department And the chief already said it, the biggest department, the busiest department in this state, but also the most innovative, the most forward-thinking, the most aggressive at building the future that we deserve. And that is an enormous privilege, and that is an enormous responsibility that you will carry forward. The way you move forward and carry that responsibility from here is the exact same way you've moved forward and carried that responsibility to get here, by depending on one another, by leaning on one another, by supporting and training and trusting one another, by trusting and listening to those who trained you, the firefighters who have joined this department ahead of you, by making sure that you are taking care of and following those best practices, and by making sure that you depend and lean on the community of support that is represented. This isn't your whole community of support. Your community of support is represented right here. The last thing I'll say, and I'll get out of your way. We have a legacy of greatness, of service, of selflessness in this department. And at times, I would say our selflessness may actually go too far. So as you set out to serve our community, as you commit yourself to being life-saving agents in the story of any St. Paul resident, any St. Paul employee, any St. Paul business who needs it, include yourself in that service. Include your mental health in that service. Include your own physical health in that service. Include your familial health in that service. And include one another in that service. Just like you know to tap each other on the back in a fire when you can't see, to make sure that each other is connected and that everyone is connected to the whole, that everyone is safe, that everyone has the oxygen that they need. I challenge you with learning to tap one another in life, learning to tap one another when you see stress, learning to tap one another when you see mental health challenges or chemical health challenges or anything else that requires attention. I challenge you with protecting your own mental health. I challenge you with protecting your blood pressure. I challenge you with protecting your heart. I challenge you with protecting your place in your family and ensuring that by making sure that you invest every day in your ability to be full, your ability to be whole, your ability to be healthy. That's step one of being ready when the bell rings. We know that you are ready when the bell rings because you've been through this training. We know that you're ready when the bell rings because you have done your fire academy. And we trust and sleep better every single night with the knowledge that you all are entering our St. Paul Fire Service today. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you all. Every day I've been mayor, Chief Butch Inks has been our fire chief. Every day I've been mayor, I've been dependent on you, your expertise, your courage, your service, your commitment to this department. One of the things I'm sharing about our leadership team, and is certainly the case for Chief Butch Inks, every single time, I say your name. Every single time I say, Chief, this thing was fantastic, or I really appreciate the way this happened, or I really love this article that came out. Our chief says one of your names. Our chief says, oh, thank you for noticing that. That wasn't me. That was this firefighter. Thank you for noticing that wasn't me. That was our deputy chief. That wasn't me. That was our captain. And so I laud you, because I have to say, as I'm proud of the things that we have accomplished over the last 8 years together, none of those things would be possible without your vision, without your commitment, without your imagination, and without your determination to ensure that this fire department is fully deserving of all of the praise and honorifics that we bestow upon it. Please, one more round of applause for our fire chief.
Mayor Carter, it took me 10 academies to learn not to follow you. So my apologies, Mr. Ortiz. I would like to bring Josh Ortiz up, representing Amy Klobuchar's office.
I've followed the mayor before, and it's just not, I'm not set up for success, but that's all right. Senator Klobuchar really wished that she could be here today. She's in Washington, D.C., taking some really important votes today, but she asked that I share this message with the graduates and the families. Thank you for inviting me to join you for today's celebration. Although my schedule prevents me from being there, I want to congratulate you, the St. Paul Fire Academy Class of 2025B. To the graduates, today marks the end of your training, but really, it is a beginning. From this point on, you'll be called to put everything on the line every time you put on that uniform. You'll be called to run into burning buildings while the rest of us run to safety. When disaster strikes, be it a flood, train derailment, or collapse of a bridge, you will be called to serve on the front lines of public safety. You will answer the call every time and save lives. To all the family, friends, and loved ones here today, thank you. I know this class has gone through months of intense training and physical conditioning, and I'm sure there have been days when they've been exhausted after training, but your support has given them the strength to go back and do it all again the next day. Firefighters put their health and lives on the line to save others, and we must honor their heroism. I'm glad to report that thanks to the efforts of many firefighters, my bipartisan bill to expand federal support for the families of firefighters who pass away from service-related cancers, as of about an hour ago, has passed Congress and is on its way to the President's desk to be signed into law. In Washington, D.C., I'm committed to supporting our brave women and men who serve our communities as firefighters. Thank you again for the invitation, and congratulations on joining the ranks of the St. Paul Fire Department. I'm honored to represent you in the United States Senate. Sincerely, Amy Klobuchar. Thank you.
Training Assistant Megan Rossler-Turner.
Instructors, do you want to join me on stage? The fire service in general, and the St. Paul Fire Department in particular, is known for its many traditions. A relatively new tradition that started in 2011 is a selection of a top recruit. The Top Recruit Award is determined by several criteria: academic grades, practical skills grades, training staff review, and a peer review process where each member of the class ranks all other members in consideration of test scores, leadership, integrity, and character. As we analyzed the numbers for this class, it was a close competition between several individuals who excelled in the different criteria. One individual did come out on top, though, and we would like to acknowledge, as the class of 2025B top recruit, Firefighter Matthew Stonebeck. Please join us on stage. Thank you, instructors. There are a few other traditions that we include in the graduation ceremonies. The first is an elected class speaker. The class elected John Ruby to speak on their behalf. Firefighter Ruby.
Friends, family, community members, Chief Finks, administration, and our St. Paul Fire family, thank you for being here today to celebrate this milestone in our careers. We stand in front of you today knowing that the completion of Academy doesn't mean an end, but a beginning. We realize that the scores of men and women that have stood at the base of the hose tower completing PT and performing drills and attempts to perfect the craft that we are lucky enough to call a job. We feel honored to be a part of the history of this department. 8 weeks ago, a group of 21 firefighters gathered outside on the line at the training grounds. We were greeted by instructors who embody professionalism, knowledge, strength, grit, and attention to detail. I speak for everyone in Class 2025B when I say that Academy taught us more than SOPs and EMS guidelines. It left us with strength, determination, knowledge, adaptability, and friendships that will last us a lifetime. Instructor Eisner, thank you for your example of strength, your work ethic, and your refusal to take shortcuts. Thank you for pushing us beyond our limits. Also, thank you for showing us how to get to Orange Theory in Roseville. Instructor Arcan, your grit to dig deep when things got hard and to strive for success with no excuses has inspired us all. At times, we know your patience with us was as thin as your hairline, but we appreciate you. Instructor Vars, attention to detail is something that none of us will likely forget. Every push-up taught us that the little things matter, and your passion for bathroom paper products is unmatched. Captain Hockwalt, we all aspire to be EMS providers like you, especially Kanta, who always prefers a good EMS call, and I will always check for overhead obstructions. T.A. Rossler, your unassuming prowess in PT and training struck us with inspiration and fear. When T.A. Rossler shows up unexpectedly at Station 8 in workout clothes, our hearts collectively drop because we knew we were climbing the point that day. Firefighter Mills, thank you for your easygoing demeanor and sage advice, and we're sorry that Henderson didn't give you any piggyback rides. Chief Baker, Captain Maxey, and the rest of the administration, thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this academy and for the hours of work you all put in behind the scenes for our success. Kate, thank you for the delicious treats, the extra calories carried us through on some hard days. When you go through Academy, we will not forget that. Finally, we'd like to thank our families for their unwavering support over these last 8 weeks. During Academy, I commuted from Watertown, South Dakota to St. Paul while my wife raised our 2 boys, worked full-time, and managed the process of selling our home. I could not have done this without her. As firefighters, our commitment to this job doesn't rest on us alone. It's a commitment our families take on as well. While we're often recognized and thanked for our service, we know our spouses, partners, children, and loved ones carry a heavy load in the shadows of those of us that wear the badge. We love and appreciate you. As Academy is over and we all begin our careers joining the crews on the streets, we feel prepared and confident that our training has laid a solid foundation for serving the people of St. Paul. As we close this first chapter of our careers, we'd like to say in finality, we Class 2025B are ready to protect the communities of St. Paul and serve the people with skill, dedication, and compassion. We know we are nothing if not adaptable, and we will wear these badges with honor and pride as we perform our duties for the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Firefighter Ruby. The next tradition we would like to share with you is the class video. The class video is meant to give you an idea of some of the things your friend or loved one has experienced as part of their academy.
stand. Prepare to face, left face, forward.
If that piqued anyone's interest, we'll be taking applications at the beginning of next year, so. All right, the next tradition within the Recruit Academy graduation ceremony, which is new this year, we're going to recognize a graduate who embodies one of the goals of the city. Firefighter Sarah Reesner, will you join me up here? And Chief Martha Fecht, I don't believe she is here. But if you're out there, come up here too. At SPFD, we endeavor to have a department that as closely as possible mirrors the makeup of the city we serve. To that end, we have built a program whose mission is to show women that the fire service is a career opportunity for them, help prepare them for the Recruit Academy, and ultimately to be successful as a St. Paul firefighter. Twin Cities Female Firefighter Fitness, or TCF3, is a group of our very own female firefighters, many of whom are in the audience currently, showing their support to this new firefighter. TCF3 trainers, if you're in the audience, will you please stand? TCF3's goal is to seek interested women, show them that they are capable of doing this job, and build a community to support them as they do. Firefighter Reesner is the founder of TCF3, and she and Chief Fecht are the two co-leads of the program. They are here with me to recognize a success story within this academy. We have one female in this recruit class who participated in and found community and support from TCF3. For her first TCF3 event, she traveled all the way from North Dakota to join us. Alyssa T. Schaefer, please stand. We celebrate your hard-earned success, wish you a long and healthy career, and welcome you to the fire service.
Good afternoon. My name is Captain Jeremy Maxey. I'm the training assistant, one of the training assistants out at training. Congratulations to the class of 2025 Bravo. You are sitting in the seats right now that many people have sought and are still seeking. To be in these seats, over the past 8 weeks, you have endured rigorous and demanding fire academy. You have been pushed in the classroom with seemingly never-ending lessons, materials to digest, and tests to pass. You have been pushed in physical training to be in the best shape of your life and exceed your own limits, capable of climbing many flights of stairs and fighting the fire at the top when you get there. You've been pushed to adapt and overcome when an obstacle is placed in your path and work as a team throughout it all. You have been pushed and you have succeeded. You will walk out of this academy and this graduation with the necessary skills to save lives, save property, and help thousands of people on what may be their worst days of their lives. In just a few minutes, you will be presented with a badge, signifying your willingness to put the lives of others before your own. You have worked hard for this honor. The badge is not a piece of metal. It is a symbol that carries an obligation to protect and save those in need. We are not giving you a badge. You have all earned it and should be proud to wear it. Your successful completion of the Fire Academy is a testament to your work ethic, your passion for the job, your mental toughness. It's no small accomplishment. The firefighters in the audience today and working on the streets of St. Paul this very minute take pride in being a St. Paul firefighter. Pride in successfully completing the same academy you all just completed. Pride in working hard in all facets of the job, and pride in serving and protecting all those we come in contact with. Carry that pride and use it to continue the job of being the best firefighter, EMT, or paramedic you can. Recruits, you are moving on to a new chapter of your career. You are about to be promoted to the position of firefighter. Your challenge from today on is to continue to grow in your knowledge and skill, to stay fit and capable, and to learn each day that you come to work. Recruits, Prepare to receive your badges. Timothy Burtz. Ryan Case. Leif Shenander. Gibson Eyestone. Nick Forrest. Alex Goff. Terrell Gradford. Ryan Hang. Gerard Henderson. Reed Jelly. Victor Holden. Avery Canta. Alex Langevin. Joe Luna. George Rendell III. Jonathan Ruby. Matthew Shank. Dominic Schlepper. Matthew Stoneback. Alyssa T. Schaefer. Kevin Withers. All right, Chief Inks will now administer the firefighter's oath. Thank you. Chief Inks.
Are they standing? Yeah, okay. All right. Recruits, please stand. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States.
Solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States.
That of the state of Minnesota.
That of the state of Minnesota.
all ordinances of the City of St. Paul, and the rules and regulations of this department. I will strive to maintain a spirit of teamwork and cooperation with all personnel. I will seek to give only the highest example of honesty, integrity, and good citizenship. I understand my behavior on and off duty affects the reputation of all firefighters. I will at all times uphold the highest standard of a professional firefighter and the proud traditions of the St. Paul Fire Department. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the class of 2025B. Apparently I'm supposed to tell you to sit down now, but you can have a seat. So receiving your badge and pinning it on for the first time carries a lot of symbolism and has been an honor that each recruit bestows upon someone meaningful in their lives. And we have 3 legacies in this academy, meaning they have had or had immediate family members on the job. With those 3 and the persons or persons you have chosen to pin on your badge, please join us on stage. They can see firefighting for these recruits is definitely a family affair. First is Nick Forrest. Nick is the son of Neil Forrest, who is serving his 18th year on the St. Paul Fire Department. Please pin on Nick's badge. Joe Luna. Joe is the son of firefighter Jose Luna, who is in his 3rd year of serving on the St. Paul Fire Department. Please pin on his badge. Ryan Case. Ryan is the son of Scott Case, and Scott and I went through this academy together a long time ago. And Scott he retired after serving 30 years of service with us in St. Paul Fire Department. And Chief Case, please pin on his badge. Round of applause. I I want to just remind everyone, at the conclusion of our ceremony, everyone's welcome to come up and take pictures and pin on the badges and take pictures as you do that. And then, on behalf of the St. Paul Fire Department, we really wish you a long and safe and successful career. And welcome to St. Paul Fire Department. That concludes our ceremony. Thank you all for coming.